Eating eggs the wrong way after 60 can seriously harm your body. It might surprise you, but this everyday breakfast habit, when done incorrectly, can quietly damage your heart, weaken your immune system, and even raise your risk of infections. Most people have no idea. That's exactly why I'm sharing this. I'm Bon. Welcome to Bon Elderly Wisdom. Let me introduce you to Margaret Ellis, a 79-year-old retired teacher from Portland. Every morning, like clockwork, she made herself 2 sunny-side-up eggs, buttered toast, and coffee. It was comforting, familiar. It made her feel strong. Until one morning last fall, when she was rushed to the ER with intense abdominal pain and a high fever, blood tests revealed salmonella, the likely source undercooked eggs. Her immune system, which had weakened with age, simply couldn't fight back the way it used to. Margaret recovered, but it was a wake-up call. She's not alone. After turning 60, our bodies change in ways that can make even healthy foods risky if we don't adjust how we eat them. I'm not a doctor, but I've spent years talking to medical professionals, diving into real nutrition science, and learning from the experiences of older adults across the country. What I've discovered about eggs might surprise you, but it could also protect your brain, heart, and energy levels for years to come. And if you stick with me to the end, I'll send you a free ebook with my top expert-backed tips on eating for strength, balance, and brain health after 60 senior health tips. Before, I will summarize the knowledge about eggs for you. Eggs have earned their reputation as a perfect food with about 6 grams of high-quality protein each, plus brain-boosting choline, heart-friendly fats, and eye-supporting nutrients like lutein and zeaxanthin. You also get vitamin D, selenium, and lecithin, which helps with cholesterol metabolism. But here's what many don't realize: after age 60, your body doesn't handle eggs the same way it used to. Let's talk about cholesterol. One egg yolk contains around 186 milligrams of cholesterol. That's not usually a big deal for younger people with healthy arteries. But as we age, the liver's ability to regulate cholesterol declines. Arteries may stiffen, and plaque can build up faster, meaning that eating 2 or 3 eggs a day without thinking about it could quietly raise your risk. Now for protein, a big reason eggs are so popular. Seniors actually need more protein to maintain muscle. But with age, low stomach acid and weaker digestive enzymes can make it harder to absorb that protein efficiently. That can lead to bloating, poor digestion, or missed nutrients. And not all eggs are created equal. Factory-farmed eggs from stressed chickens tend to be higher in inflammatory omega-6 fats and lower in omega-3s. But pasture-raised or omega-3 enriched eggs are a different story. They support your heart and reduce inflammation. So, are eggs good for you after 60? Absolutely, but quality and moderation matter, and how your body responds depends on your current health, digestion, and overall diet. Now, let's dive into the 5 biggest mistakes people over 60 make with eggs and how smart changes can turn them from a hidden threat into one of the best superfoods in your kitchen. Mistake 1: eating raw or undercooked eggs. There's a long-standing belief that raw or lightly cooked eggs are somehow healthier. You might see people crack a raw egg into a protein shake or enjoy soft-boiled eggs with runny yolks, thinking they're getting live nutrients or preserving delicate vitamins. But this habit, especially after the age of 60, can quietly open the door to serious health problems, including one that can become life-threatening. Raw and undercooked eggs are one of the top sources of salmonella, a bacteria that causes food poisoning. For younger adults with strong immune systems, this usually results in a miserable day or two of stomach cramps, vomiting, or diarrhea, but nothing life-threatening. Unfortunately, that changes as we age. Seniors over 60 often have less stomach acid, slower digestion, and a weakened immune response, all of which make it easier for bacteria to survive and harder for the body to fight off infections. A true story brings this danger into sharp focus. Ethan Brooks, an 85-year-old retiree from Nevada, drank a raw egg with a splash of vodka every morning, a routine he'd picked up in his 20s and never abandoned. But one morning, his body couldn't take it anymore. He collapsed from severe salmonella poisoning, spending several weeks in the ICU. The infection left him malnourished, dehydrated, and with lingering gut issues that required months of rehabilitation. Doctors warned that the outcome could have been even worse. This isn't just an isolated case. According to data from the CDC, adults over 65 have the highest hospitalization and death rates from salmonella infections. In some cases, the infection spreads into the bloodstream, causing sepsis, a life-threatening condition that can strike within hours. And while rare, it's far from unheard of in seniors who consume raw or undercooked eggs regularly. The risks don't stop there. Raw eggs also keep avidin fully intact, the same compound found in egg whites that blocks your body from absorbing biotin vitamin B7. When biotin levels drop, especially in older adults, it can lead to symptoms like chronic fatigue, tingling in the hands and feet, depression, brittle nails, and even memory problems. To make matters worse, raw eggs can also disrupt the balance of gut bacteria, which is now known to influence brain health and may even play a role in conditions like Alzheimer's. The fix, it's simple and safe. Cook your eggs thoroughly. Eggs should reach an internal temperature of at least 165 degrees, 73 degrees to kill harmful bacteria. That means boiling eggs for 9 to 12 minutes until the yolk is fully set, or cooking scrambled or fried eggs until there's no runny texture remaining. If you love runny yolks or recipes that call for raw eggs like homemade mayonnaise or Caesar dressing, consider using pasteurized eggs. These have been heat-treated just enough to destroy bacteria, while keeping the nutrients intact and the texture unchanged. Mistake 2. Eating only egg whites and why that habit might quietly be hurting your health. We've been told to skip the yolk. Egg whites were marketed as the clean part of the egg, pure protein, no fat, no cholesterol. And for seniors trying to manage heart health or lower cholesterol, that advice seemed like common sense. But here's what rarely gets mentioned when you throw out the yolk. You might also be throwing away one of the most important nutrients your brain and nerves need as you age. Egg whites contain a compound called avidin. It's harmless in small amounts, but when consumed regularly without the yolk, it becomes a problem. That's because avidin binds to biotin, also known as vitamin B7, and blocks your body from absorbing it properly. And biotin isn't some optional nutrient, it plays a major role in nerve function, energy metabolism, mental clarity, and overall brain health. Without enough of it, your body can begin to show quiet but troubling signs of deficiency. Many older adults who eat egg whites daily report things like numbness in their fingers and toes, random tingling sensations, weak grip strength, fatigue that doesn't go away after rest, or even unexplained brain fog or low mood. At first, these symptoms might be mistaken for normal aging or poor circulation, but in some cases, they trace back to one simple issue: not getting enough biotin because of excessive egg white consumption. There's even a real-life example that brings this to light. Olivia Carter, a 74-year-old from Ohio, followed a strict, low-cholesterol diet that included egg whites every morning. After a few months, she noticed her hands felt cold and numb, and she struggled to hold her morning coffee. At first, she blamed arthritis or aging nerves. But after a medical checkup, the diagnosis was surprising severe biotin deficiency. Once she reintroduced egg yolks and improved her nutrient intake, her symptoms gradually eased. So, what's the fix? It's simple: eat the whole egg. The yolk isn't something to fear. It contains the very biotin that neutralizes avidin. It also delivers healthy fats, choline for brain health, and essential nutrients like lutein, vitamin D, and omega-3s. These aren't just nice-to-haves, they support memory, muscle control, and cardiovascular health, especially important after 60. Pairing eggs with foods like avocado, sautéed greens, or whole grain toast can also make digestion smoother and help your body absorb these nutrients more effectively. And remember, not all eggs are equal. Factory-farmed eggs tend to have more inflammatory omega-6s and fewer beneficial fats. Look for pasture-raised or omega-3 enriched eggs when you can. They're worth the upgrade. Mistake 3. Eating eggs with medications. Eggs are a nutritious food, but their interaction with certain medications can create unintended health consequences, particularly for older adults. One of the most important considerations involves warfarin, a commonly prescribed anticoagulant used to prevent blood clots and reduce the risk of stroke. Warfarin works by suppressing the effect of vitamin K, which is essential for blood clotting. Egg yolks contain small but relevant amounts of vitamin K, and sudden changes in egg consumption, either increasing or decreasing intake, can affect how the medication works. For example, consistently eating more egg yolks than usual may reduce warfarin's effectiveness, increasing the risk of blood clots. Conversely, if someone abruptly stops eating eggs after regular intake, it may lead to excessive blood thinning and a higher chance of internal bleeding. For individuals on warfarin, dietary consistency is key. Any changes to egg consumption should be discussed with a healthcare provider to ensure proper dosage adjustment if necessary. Eggs may also affect the absorption of certain antibiotics, such as tetracyclines and quinolones. These medications can form insoluble complexes when combined with minerals like calcium, magnesium, and iron nutrients found in eggs. This can significantly lower the antibiotic's effectiveness, potentially prolonging illness or leading to treatment failure. For this reason, it's recommended to avoid consuming eggs within 2 hours of taking these types of medications. Additionally, egg whites contain compounds that interfere with iron absorption, such as phosphate, which binds iron in the digestive tract and reduces its bioavailability. This may be problematic for seniors taking iron supplements to manage anemia, especially if they consume eggs at the same time. To minimize these interactions, the safest approach is to space meals containing eggs at least 2 hours apart from medication or supplement intake, unless otherwise advised by a physician or pharmacist. Maintaining a consistent dietary routine and informing your healthcare provider about your eating habits can help optimize medication performance and reduce risks. Mistake 4. Eating eggs too early in the morning. Let me tell you about my uncle, Lucas Bennett, 80 years old, who was a creature of habit. For the past 15 years, he'd wake up at 5:30 a.m., drink a glass of warm water, and by 6 hours, 2 fried eggs were sizzling on his cast iron pan. He believed he was doing the right thing, getting protein early, fueling his body for the day. But what he didn't know nearly cost him his life. At a routine checkup, his cholesterol had skyrocketed. 3 months later, he suffered a mild heart attack. And while lifestyle, age, and genetics all played a role, one overlooked factor shocked both him and his doctor: the timing of his eggs. Most people have no idea that timing matters when it comes to cholesterol. Between 6 and 8 a.m., your body naturally produces more cortisol, the stress hormone. Cortisol helps get you moving in the morning, but it also tells your liver to start making cholesterol. Add dietary cholesterol from eggs on top of that, and you've just given your body a double dose. Especially as you age, this can push cholesterol levels into dangerous territory over time, even if you eat clean. That's not the only problem. In the early morning hours, your digestive system is still waking up. After 7+ hours of fasting, your stomach acid is low, and digestive enzymes haven't fully ramped up. Heavy proteins like eggs, especially fried or scrambled in butter, can sit in your stomach like a brick. That leads to bloating, poor absorption, and a sluggish feeling that many people brush off as getting older. But really, by now, it's about eating too much too early. Here's what many nutritionists won't tell you. For adults over 60, it's often better to push eggs later into the day, somewhere between 2 and 5 p.m. At this point, your cortisol has leveled off, your digestion is stronger, and your body is better equipped to use the protein and healthy fats in eggs, both for what they're actually good at: muscle repair, brain function, and steady energy. Worried about cholesterol? Pair your eggs with fiber-rich vegetables like spinach, broccoli, or kale. These help trap excess cholesterol and improve digestion. Add a slice of whole grain toast, and you've got a balanced, anti-inflammatory meal that supports heart health and keeps you full for hours. And what about breakfast? Don't ditch it, just shift your approach. Go for lighter proteins that are easier to digest in the morning: a bowl of Greek yogurt, a smoothie with hemp seeds and berries, or a little oatmeal with chia. These give you energy without overwhelming your gut or stressing your liver. And this is the final mistake: cooking eggs at high temperatures. Think frying your eggs in hot oil until they're crispy is harmless. Think again. When you cook eggs at high heat, like frying or searing them until the edge is brown, you destroy some of the very nutrients that make eggs worth eating. The proteins in eggs become denatured past the point your body can easily digest, especially if you're over 60 and already producing less stomach acid and fewer digestive enzymes. What's worse, high heat cooking, especially with oils that exceed their smoke point, creates toxic compounds like aldehydes and acrylamides. These chemicals have been linked to inflammation, oxidative stress, and an increased risk of chronic disease. In plain terms, your favorite crispy eggs might be aging your body faster than you think. Here's another problem: choline, a key nutrient in egg yolks that supports memory, brain function, and liver health, is extremely heat sensitive. Frying destroys much of it. And let's face it, after 60 you need more choline, not less. It supports neurotransmitters that affect focus, mood, and cognitive resilience. If you're forgetting things more often or feeling mentally foggy, choline loss could be part of the issue, and your cooking method might be to blame. Microwaving eggs isn't a great option either. It heats unevenly, making protein digestion unpredictable. Worse, microwaved whole eggs, especially with intact yolks, can literally explode unless you pierce them, and even then, nutrient loss is still a concern. So what's the solution? Boil your eggs, start them in cold water, bring to a gentle boil, and cook for 9 to 10 minutes. This protects the proteins, preserves the choline, and avoids the chemical byproducts created by high heat oils. Steaming is also excellent. It's quick, nutrient safe, and easier on digestion. Poached eggs, even better. No oil, just water and heat control. Skip the sizzling skillet and save your gut, your brain, and your arteries. Eggs are one of the best foods for aging adults, but only if you cook them right. This isn't about fear, it's about facts. At your age, digestion changes, metabolism slows, inflammation builds. So if you're going to eat something every day like eggs, make sure you're not undoing their benefits with the wrong pan and too much heat. So, we've just explored 5 hidden dangers of eating eggs the wrong way and how to fix them with simple, science-backed changes. Eggs aren't the enemy. They're one of nature's most complete foods when you prepare and eat them wisely. These small daily choices can keep your body stronger, your mind clearer, and your energy higher, even into your 70s, 80s, or 90s. I've learned all this through research and from speaking with doctors who specialize in senior nutrition. And I want to make it easier for you too. You deserve to enjoy your meals and protect your health at the same time. And now it's the time I hear about your share. What's your go-to way to eat eggs? And have you ever noticed any changes in how you feel after eating them? Share in the comments. I'd love to hear your experience. And I also reply each one. And as promised, I've put together a free ebook for you, Senior Health Tips, linked in the description below. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe to Bon Elderly Wisdom channel and check out our other playlists on heart health, digestion, and smart nutrition after 60. Your next great health upgrade could be just one video away. Thanks for your watching.